Hi there. Today, to start off our lesson, we are going to be having a vocabulary focus and we are going to play Synonym Circus again. Now, last week when we played Synonym Circus, we used the word good and we saw what words we could come up with that had the same meaning as good. Now, today, we're going to see if we can come up with some words that mean the same as tastes nice. So, obviously, when we're making fajitas, we might want to tell people about what tastes nice, but we don't want to use the same words again and again. And we certainly don't want to use this word nice because it's not the best word we can come up with. So have a think. What words could you come up with that mean the same as tastes nice? And we'll reveal them in a moment. See how many of them you come up with. Pause the video, maybe give yourself 1 or 2 minutes to see what words you can come up with, and then we'll share them together in a second. Okay, let's go through the answers that I've got then. So first of all, let's reveal the blue one. And I've got the word delicious. Did you come up with that one? If you did, give yourself a tick. Well done. Let's have a go at the red one. A word that means the same as taste nice. Yummy. Did you have that one? Give yourself a tick if you did. What about this next one? We'll do the yellow one next. We ready? Oh, flavorful. You could sometimes say flavorsome as well. If you had flavorful or flavorsome, give yourself a tick. And let's have a look at the last one. Appetizing. If something's appetizing, it means that it gets your appetite going, and your appetite is what you use to eat. So, did you come up with all four of those words? Maybe you came up with one or two of them. Well, maybe you could try and use one or two of those in your writing today to impress me. Now, today, as I said yesterday, we are going to be doing some big writing, and we're going to be writing a set of instructions using all of the things that you've learned over the last few weeks. So, to be successful today, we're going to see if we can write simple sentences. We're going to see if we can uplevel that to write compound and complex sentences. We're going to see if we can organize our work appropriately. And we're going to see if we can choose exciting vocabulary to interest the reader. We don't want our work to be boring, we want it to be as exciting and as interesting as possible. So just have a think. If you're writing a set of instructions, what things do you need to remember that need to go in those instructions? Did you think about all of these things that need to go in instructions? We first of all need a really, really jazzy title at the top about what the instructions are for. We need to include an introduction to say about what the instructions are there for. Remember, we wrote our instruction with our how, why, and what. So what are the instructions for? Why are you following these instructions? How are you going to do it? If you introduce with those three things, you can make some really exciting sentences for your introduction. We need our ingredients or materials, the things that you need to make the instructions. And then, of course, you can have a list as well. So we practiced writing a list using bullet points, and we also practiced a list using commas. Maybe you could try and impress me with that. There could be a picture. The picture will show you what you're making. So, of course, if we're making fajitas, drawing a picture of fajitas would help. Time connectives and adverbs, that would be really good to make sure your instructions are very clear. And, of course, we'd need our imperative verbs as well. So, oh, don't forget numbered steps. Don't forget time connectives. All of the things that we've learned need to go in there, don't we? Don't they? So I have written a checklist for you of things that need to go in your instructions. So remember, when you're writing your instructions, you need to add complex sentences, time connectives, and adverbs. Here are your features checklist. You need to have an introduction, the equipment or ingredients list, numbered steps, time connectives, step-by-step instructions, and finish off with your top tip. Those are things that need to go in your instructions. As well as that, you need to think about your punctuation and vocabulary. Make sure you try and use as many of these different types of punctuation as you can. Capital letters and full stops is a must, but it'd be really good to see some exclamation marks, commas, question marks, and maybe an apostrophe to show possession or omission if a letter's been missed out for those contractions. Conjunctions, imperative verbs and adverbs. We could use some modal verbs like could or must. And of course, adjectives or expanded noun phrases to make your work more detailed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a bit bigger, the checklist. And what you can do is you can pause that and have that on your screen while you're writing your instructions. Remember, you're writing set of instructions about how to make fajitas, and you need to try and include as many of those things as you possibly can. Once you've finished that, don't forget to upload your work onto DB Primary so we can see what fantastic instructions you've written using all of the things that you've learned over the last few weeks.